Hello people. I'm glad that I got a feedback from a friend, and I'm going to reply to that, which is useful for you as well. He told me, what happened to the disease prevention and healing? What about intelligent food, which you promised? How about the food recipes? I want to see 50 kinds of food recipe, and philosophy doesn't relate to healing to me. And if you don't switch to food recipe, I leave your channel. He said all of this with a little bit of kind of which came from anger or frustration. I felt it in his voice. I've done a test for this type of feedback for whoever shows interest to this method 15 years ago. The test is this, which definitely philosophy 100% affect prevention and healing. So the test is this. Day one, I made myself intelligent food, healthy, natural, organic and everything, and I put myself in under the mental pressure, like I act bad, I spoke bad, and also I thought bad too. And also I watched a scary movie. I went between bad people who insult all the time, a bad environment basically, and I let my soul go to become selfish. And that day I let my bad side of me basically come out, and I express my badness. So obviously I got a bad reflection too from people and from everything. So at the end of the day, like for example, selfishness, greed, jealousy, I express all of this in that particular day with that intelligent food. At the end of the day, I did a pH test from myself, which I show you later, and I found out the result is poor. It means it's like a check engine is on. It's showing like something is wrong. Even my food was excellent and intelligent. So I wrote the result down on a paper. Second day, I ate exactly same food, identical food or intelligent food, but I used philosophy. I lived for the day, for that moment. I start to care about people, everything that day. Playing ping pong with good people, playing volleyball, laughing, joying, and basically the base was good speech, good thought, and good act. Obviously I got good reflection from people and from environment. So basically, even I also focused on the reality. Even what there is reality and is against my income, for example, I gladly accepted it instead of fighting with it or arguing with it. I give you example, like my job and my income was on environmental, repairing diesel car and combustion engine car, which basically would help the environment get more polluted. So I gradually resigned from that job or stopped it, and I do different job which is not harmful to the environment at least. So at the end of the day, I wrote the pH test result, even though the food was exactly the same, but the result was very different. The pH of my body came up and got better. Very impressive. So that means the philosophy definitely is a foundation of physical health. Without it, as you saw, I told you the result, it didn't work. Even I eat for 100 days iFood and best nutrition doesn't work when it goes to the healing. It does not go well when it goes to the prevention of a cancer, for example. This is the reason I started with philosophy, because the foundation of the healing. So the next thing I'm going to explain about this feedback, I made a note to make sure I don't miss anything. By the way, that night I slept much better after the second day. So imagine, affect everything in the life when the foundation of your point of views are correct. And not only I tested on myself, on patients, all those patients who took the philosophy seriously, the result was much better. And all those who said, no, I don't care about this, all I want to just give me a iFood, and I want to get rid of this disease, and I don't want to hear about philosophy, with anger. So those people, guess what? Their disease came back shortly after that. Did not even last a month. Within 20 days, same exact disease came back. So this is the reason I'm teaching the philosophy. Well, whatever I studied, which is useful for prevention. I'm not a philosopher, as I told you. So on many patient info, and in fact, a few patients who didn't want to listen at all, unfortunately, I had to refuse to give them this service, because it would be a waste of money they pay me, and wasting her time or his time, and wasting my time. So this is the reason I'm focusing on this as a first element or first tool. Basically, it's up to you. Some of you take a note from my video and you practice it, along with like, share, subscription, and doing it and thinking about it and saying it, like practicing it with what I told you in the video, like my yoga video. If you cook while watching my yoga video, you don't understand this method, because you are not doing those postures. So if you want to cook and watch, I have no problem with that. But after that, basically you cannot expect that get 100% benefit of this method, and you cannot tell it's not related, because you haven't done it to feel how the yoga affects the healing process, or how the philosophy, if you don't do the practice, you're not gonna feel in your body and your mind how affects the healing. So it's up to you how you watch these videos. And but if you copy me while you're watching it, it carves into your body and your mind. Just like the same thing somebody teach you a martial art or swimming or piano. If you just watch the movie and you wash dishes, for example, obviously you cannot expect that you understand it. So philosophy has practice, and if you don't do it, you don't get it. And it has to be physical, just like the example I told you in the previous video, to how to erase jealousy, selfishness, greed, with all those exercises which you do every day. Like in the yoga video, for example, I noticed one person in the back was comparing herself with others. So I could see anger in her face because she was comparing herself with others who would do much better than her. That was the reason I told you, don't compare yourself with others. This way, if it's any jealousy or selfishness, you are going to lose it, because when you see a teeny tiny progress every time after 100 times, you see it in yourself, and you don't care how other people look like. So this is the reason I give you the verbal practice and physical practice, to lose all of those poisonous point of view. If those poisonous point of view remains in the body, healing is not gonna happen. So basically, all I'm saying, it carves in your body when you do all of this homework. I suggest do your practice and try any of my video so far. I mean, have you done any practice of any of my videos so far? I'm asking. So because some people just watch, or some people put on the fast forward. So if you don't do it, definitely you cannot understand. So just like I watched a YouTube video on how to learn piano, I learned a little bit. I don't say I'm a pianist, but that teeny tiny practice, which I took a lesson from few hours, I keep repeating playing the video, and I heard him a few times. I practiced. Believe me or not, after few hours I was able to play with notes, but slowly. So that's not a bad progress after a few hours practice on the YouTube. So philosophy is the same thing. Unfortunately, prevention and healing needs many elements. Otherwise, I would be happy to teach only nutrition and we kiss it goodbye. But unfortunately, in order to develop a disease, many elements has to be there, like pollution in the water, pollution in the mind, poor nutrition, no exercise, and on and on and on. All of these, when gets together, disease happen. For healing it is the same way. So all of these elements has to be used in order to make this process happen. And healing and prevention takes patience. I mean, if somebody expects a disease is gonna get healed within a few days, I would say stop this video and don't waste your time. So you have to be patient with it. All right, I'm done with this part, and this part of the philosophy video is I'm going to tell it in the next video, because otherwise it's going to be too long. Thank you very much.